Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is Marcus Rosa, aka Mazuma TV, back at y'all with some more boxing talk, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive night. I hope you had a great day overall, man. I'm back at y'all with some more boxing talk. We're gonna speak about Stephen Fulton, Stephen Scooter, Cool Boy Steph, Stephen Fulton versus Oshaki Foster being added to the Pitbull versus Lamont Roach undercard, and exactly why I'm extremely excited about that situation. Floyd Schofield revealing his hand injury. Then we're going to get into some open boxing topics. You feel what I'm saying? But before we get into that, if y'all could please hit the like button as soon as y'all walk in, that'd be very much appreciated. Before you step in the door, go ahead, hit the likes. Let's get the algorithm on the up so the people know that Mazuma TV is live. We're on the road to 4K. We well into the 3,200 mark, about to hit that 3,300 mark in due time. Shout out to the nation and the mob for making this possible. Shout out to everybody that's in the comment section so far, man, showing love to my little buddy. My first son, Simba, man, unfortunately, he passed away early. What was that? That was yesterday. Unfortunately, man, it is what it is, man. Very, very quiet home now that he's not around. But I appreciate everybody that's been showing the love. Forever dedicated. What up? Calm-minded. What up? Smoochie is in the building. I seen you drop your comment as well, sending your condolences to me and my first son. I appreciate that very much. Boxing Wiz, what up? What's going on? What's going on? Coffee Plant, what up? Talk to me. How y'all feeling today, man? I had a nice day off from work. Got some working out in, you know what I'm saying? Jump rope, hit the bag, did some ab work. You feel what I mean? It was a pretty solid day, man. Second day getting back into the groove of things. I already lost a couple pounds, which is a beautiful thing. He said sub only mode. Yeah, that's exactly what we're gonna do. You beat me to the punch, brother. You sharp. You on point. You know what's going on. You know the routine. You feel me? Let's go ahead and do that. Cause if you not sub to the channel, why would we care about what you gotta say? You know what I'm saying? Seriously. Yeah, we definitely cutting, bro. I hit the 200-pound mark. I was like, oh no. And I know I don't look like it, but damn, bro, the fact that I actually hit that mark for the first time in my life, that was very humbling. So, I mean, I'm already in the 90s, looking to hit that. I want to hit the 175 mark. So I got some ways to go, but it's definitely possible. You feel what I'm saying? We getting it done though. We getting it done for sure. Coffee place said, "Damn, all right, nigga, chill, shit." Go 787. What up? 170, 175 would be good for sure. What's going on? How we feeling, man? Go 787. You see Xander Zayas in the gym? That motherfucker look like he every bit of like 188, 185. Probably heavier than that. He got something. He got something in the works though, because he training like he's starting camp. So Xander Zayas is looking diesel. Don't even look fat neither. Like that shit is insane, bro. Like this kid started at 140. You would have never thought how big he got. And it ain't like he putting on crazy muscle. He's just a big kid. You feel what I mean? He working though. He working. He said it's that Puerto Rican food. It definitely play a part. Let's not get it misconstrued. For those of y'all who tapped in with Puerto Rican cuisine, it's a lot of good things going on, but very fattening. You know what I'm saying? Whether we talking about the pernil, of course, the rice, the beans, the steak. My boy Go 787 says Xander said what's coming is coming like a storm. It ain't gonna catch me off guard in one of those videos. Okay. Hopefully it's a unification fight, man. If he got that Barao fight, that's gonna be very impressive. Top Rank locks that in for him. That's huge. So shout out to them for making that happen. Boxing Wiz said, I just saw a video of Carmel saying he wants to fight with Amado Vargas. Because Carmel know that he easy work, and that's a name that he could make a name for himself off of. You feel what I'm saying? Like Amado Vargas, he defeated, Sean Garcia. You know what I mean? But Amado Vargas ain't really like that. You know what I mean? He just happened to be better than Sean Garcia that night. You feel what I mean? Which is Ryan Garcia's brother. You know what I mean? I saluted Amado Vargas for that because it was about time somebody humbled that kid. You feel what I mean? He was a cheerleader and then he started feeling himself because he had a little undefeated record. Amado took that from me, so salute to him for that. However, however, uh, however, he I don't really look at him as like this upper echelon talent. You feel what I mean? Just a solid prospect. Carmel Moten, he's on the rise. You know what I mean? He's a prospect in his own right, but I do think that he has better abilities than Amado Vargas. So if they were able to lock that in, if they were able to lock that in, man, I definitely have Carmel winning that fight. I think he's too active. Which means he throws a lot of punches, very aggressive. And if you're not able to keep Carmel up off you, you're going to get punched on. You feel what I mean? I don't know if Amado Vargas has the tools necessary to really neutralize Carmel's offense. So, with that being taken into consideration, I really think that Carmel probably stops him, to be real. You know what I mean? Especially if it's like an 8-rounder. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. Like, if they do fight, how many rounds is it going to be? You know what I mean? Is this like an 8-rounder? Most likely. 10-rounder, probably will be pushing it, to be honest. But it was definitely not a 12 because it's not a title fight. So, between 8 to 10 rounds, I could see that being. I think the more rounds, the worse it's going to be for Amado. But, we can't really speak as if this is a fight that's going to win. I mean, that's going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know that. Fernando Vargas, he made the mistake, and I'm talking about the father, of course, not Fernando Vargas Jr., senior. He made a mistake early in his career with taking the tough fights right away, not really taking the time to build his career. That may have been because he was confident in himself and his handlers were confident in him as well. He was the youngest world champion in like junior middleweight history. I wonder if Xander Zayas took that title. How old was Fernando Vargas when he? Oh no, he won that shit when he was 21 years old. That's spectacular. That's spectacular. Xander ain't break that. Xander didn't break that. At least I don't think so. Let me see. How old is Xander right now? Xander is older than that. He gotta be. Yeah, he's 23. Yeah. So Vargas got him beat by a couple years. But Fernando Vargas made that mistake. Fernando Vargas made that mistake of, facing like the dogs very early in his career. You know what I mean? I think if they would have given him more time to grow and develop as a fighter, I think that he might have, lasted longer. You know what I'm saying? That's just my personal opinion. I think that he's gonna take his time with his sons. You know what I mean? I don't think he's gonna allow them to make the same mistakes that he made. You feel what I mean? That would be the smart thing for him to do. You know what I mean? Like if you stepped in shit in your life, why would you walk your kids down that same path so they could, face the same thing? It really don't make sense to do that. You feel what I mean? This is somebody in Fernando Vargas who, when he fought Tito Trinidad, he was only 22 years old. You ain't had no business being in there with no prime Tito Trinidad, man. And, ever since that, Tito Trinidad defeat, he wasn't the same. So you're talking about somebody who, was every bit of 22 years old, being a damaged fighter. You don't want to go through that. And then, of course, he came back and won against some non-notable opposition, but then he runs into Oscar De La Hoya right after that, a prime Oscar De La Hoya. You know what I'm saying? Like, you talking about one of the best versions of Oscar De La Hoya that, the boxing world ever saw. You know what I mean? Then you go and you run into Shane Mosley. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, nah, bro, like you did that way too early in his career. They also said he was a big drinker outside of the ring. I believe it. I believe it. They said that Fernando Vargas liked to party. They said he used to like to fight. You feel what I mean? Which is, a lot of Mexicans. But anyway, it's like, no, just fucking with my Mexicans. But no, that was something that was frequently said about, Fernando Vargas early on in his, career. So he definitely had some bad outside habits as well. But I think that he made that mistake in his career. And I'm saying all of that to say I don't think he's going to allow his sons to make that same mistake, a.k.a. I don't see Amado facing Carmel Moten anytime soon. I think they face Sean Garcia because the motherfucker was easy work. Same reason why, Gervonta Davis fought Ryan. Because, Gervonta is a scary motherfucker, but he's seen Ryan as easy work and a name to come up off of because he's popular on social media. So why not? Sean Garcia, he's known as Ryan Garcia's little brother. You know what I mean? He got a little bit of clout behind his name off of his brother, but we know that he motherfucking easy work. So let's punch on him and make a name off of ourselves off of this guy who's popular, but he's a nobody. You feel what I mean? So, not to be too long-winded on that topic, but, that's just my opinion on that. Thomas Hill, what up? It was crazy. They only had like Tank minus 250 against Ryan Garcia. I don't know why. Maybe it was because he was bigger than Tank and, he was undefeated and he had punching power. And, Tank done got hit in previous fights. That's probably why. But, I told people off of the rip what was going to happen. You know what I'm saying? I knew that was going to happen. I said, Ryan, he's too reliant on, just one ability. And Gervonta Davis, he's a smart enough fighter to take your strength away from you and use it against you. And that's exactly what he did. And Ryan, as a fighter, was too dumb as a fighter to understand that Tank was baiting him to throw the left hook. You know what I mean? Like if Ryan Garcia was actually smart, he would have found ways to disguise his left hook better against Tank. Because Tank and the whole leader was telling you, all you got is a left hook. All you got is a left hook. I would be like, yeah, motherfucker, all I got is a left hook, but you're not going to see when I throw the left hook. Like you're not going to know when it's coming. But Ryan, being the low IQ individual that he is, just spamming left hooks. And all it did was just fuck him over at the end. So it is what it is. Let's talk about some great quality fights that's on the horizon, ladies and gentlemen. And one of those fights happens to be Stephen Fulton versus O'Shaquie Foster. Initially that fight was supposed to go down on the Sebastian Fundora versus Keith Thurman undercard, and we were really excited for that. But unfortunately, Sebastian Fundora had to pull out of the Keith Thurman fight momentarily due to an injury. So the whole fight was scrapped as a result of that. You see what I mean? But Stephen Fulton is somebody who's been, pretty upset with how the way things have been going in his career post the Nayu and Inoue loss. He took it upon himself to really make sure that this fight gets done. Now, Stephen Fulton has been in the gym for a good amount of time now. You know what I mean? He's definitely sharp. He's working. Like I said, I'm looking to get my fighter over there to spar Stephen Fulton, sometime soon. Within the next couple of weeks, man. We would love to contribute to that camp any way we can. And we got some good news. You know what I mean? So let me go ahead and share this for the people to see. Let me go ahead and share the screen to let you know that I'm not bullshit. I'm sure y'all trust me by now. Y'all go ahead and hit the like button. Shout out to the 20 people in the building. And here's Dan Rayfield. He says, per source, Stephen Fulton wanted O'Shaquie Foster fight so much that he made concessions so it could be on December 6th, PBC on Prime pay-per-view, rather than waiting for him or somebody else early next year. Terms agreed. PBC waiting on the paperwork. Props to Fulton. So it's pretty dope that Stephen Fulton took this, he took the initiative to make sure that this fight was solidified, it was locked in. Like Dan Rayfield said, he must have wanted this fight really bad. And usually when somebody makes concessions, that may possibly mean giving up money out of your own purse to, entice that individual to, fight you. You feel what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, let's just keep it real. I don't think O'Shaquie Foster has to fight Stephen Fulton. I really don't. With him being the WBC super featherweight champion of the world, he could go down a variety of paths. You know what I'm saying? I just think that he wants to, shut Stephen Fulton up. You know what I mean? And the fact that he wasn't able to get, better more notable names in terms of opposition in front of him right away. I guess he just, thought that Stephen Fulton was the next best step. You feel what I mean? And let's keep it real. Stephen Fulton's a pretty decorated professional fighter in his own right. You know what I mean? I think he got one of the most underrated resumes, you know what I mean, in boxing today. Like when we talk about great resumes in boxing, nobody really brings up Stephen Fulton's name, but you know, he got some quality names on his resume. I think that's safe to say at this point in time. You feel me? So Oshaki's like, yeah, if I beat Stephen Fulton, that'll, you know, do some good on my career. But you know, I guess Stephen Fulton has been feeling disrespected because since the Nayu and NUA loss, you know, he took one loss in his career and then he's fighting on the prelims. You know what I mean? I would feel extremely disrespected in that too, because you're supposed to be putting like prospects on prelims. You know, guys like who, you know, working their way to being a contender, like that would be, or like, you know, fighters who, you know, on the brink of retirement or they, you know, washed up gatekeeping ass niggas. Like that's who I would expect to be on prelims. You know what I'm saying? The fact that y'all put Stephen Fulton on the prelims, extremely disrespectful. Extremely disrespectful, but you know, he was able to work himself back in the mix. You know what I mean? He beat Brandon Figueroa in a rematch, and it was a tough first fight. But you know, he was able to make the second fight look easy and win a world title. You know what I mean? Get a title in the second division, and he's looking to do the same thing at 130 pounds. And if he's able to become a 3-division world champion, you know, by beating Oshaki Foster, that'll be extremely impressive, man. Now you're talking about pound for pound, top 10 type. You know, that's a pound for pound top 10 type quality right there. I'm just keep it 1,000, bro, because you know Stephen Fulton only had like what 2 fights at 126. You know what I mean? He unified at 122. He lost in Iowa anyway. Went up to 126. I think he fought Carlos Castro. That was a tough little bout. Then he ran in there with Brandon Figueroa, where a lot of people doubted him. And I ain't gonna lie, like I thought things was gonna get a little bit tough for Stephen Fulton in that rematch, under the assumption that Brandon Figueroa will be the same. But, you know, Stephen Fulton absolutely dominated, you know, did what he wanted to do in there, fought on the outside, you know, fought on the inside, was creating angles on the inside, creating beautiful combination punches. You know, he just outclassed the dude. So you become a champion, and then you moving up to 130 immediately to face a champion. No cherry picking, none of that. You facing a quality guy in the division. Oshaki Foster is one of the top guys in the division. When you have a world title, you are amongst the best in in the world in terms of where you are, you know, what weight class you're in. I've made that point consistently throughout my time on this channel. You feel what I'm saying? So Stephen Fulton, he made concessions, which most likely means the boy done took a pay cut. You know what I'm saying? He did what he had to do in order to, you know, keep Oshaki Foster interested. Figueroa was the Gene Shorts and Tim's fight. Correct. His last fight. So, you know, shout out to him for making those sacrifices. That just lets you know that he's hungry, he's determined, and he's looking to do some historical shit. And that's what we like about fighters. You feel what I'm saying? My boy Anonymous in the building. He said Figueroa made terrible decisions in that fight. How you gonna try to box with Fulton when you ain't even did that? You ain't even did what you did in the first fight. Yeah, it kind of brings me back to like the third fight between Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor. You know, it made absolutely zero sense for, you know, Amanda Serrano to try to box Katie Taylor because, you know, when she was highly successful in, you know, both fights, even though she lost all three in reality, you know, those first 2 fights were controversial, man. There was people that thought Amanda won both fights. And it was by, you know, her being her, you know, hard punching, you know, pressure fighting self. You know what I'm saying? In the third fight, you want to sit there and box with her. You gave Katie Taylor one of the easiest paydays of her career. And it's like, why would you do that when you know you're not capable of boxing at that level? And she was like, oh, well, I didn't get the victory. You know, I wasn't able to get the victory in the first 2 fights. So, you know, all that, but you had success though. And, you know, those fights were controversial. So all you had to do in all honesty was take that same approach, but just bring more intensity behind it. But, you know, I don't know what these people be thinking, man. You know, that's when I feel like a corner could really make or break you. I don't know exactly what Figueroa had going on. I don't know why he thought that was the right thing to do, because Brandon Figueroa has never been known as a skilled boxer. That's not who he is. Like when I seen Brandon Figueroa give Stephen Fulton trouble in that first fight, and there was people that thought Figueroa beat him. I'm gonna just keep it 1,000. Some people thought Brandon Figueroa defeated Stephen Fulton in that first fight, and it was by him being, you know, this pressure fighter that let his fucking hands go. You know, don't mind making shit ugly in order to had some type of success in the fight. I seen him break Luis Neri that way. It's like, why not continue doing that? It's like I don't know what these dudes be doing. Like, they go against the shit that makes them who they are. Like, I will never understand that. And we seeing this quite frequently. Like, look at, like, and I hate to bring this up because I'm a fan of him, but you know, Deontay Wilder. What's this new style about? Like, you're an outboxer now when you pretty much have bragged, you know, at the peak of your career, you was bragging about not needing skill because all you needed was to land the right hand. Now you're trying to be the skilled outboxer, this thinker in there, bro. You ain't no motherfucking thinker in there, bro. So why are you trying to bring that out now? I don't know why people be trying to, you know, make changes. Like, and I, you know, the cliche, you know, is very relevant today. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it works, why change it up? That's low IQ shit right there, in my opinion. Boxing Wiz said, Shock said Cool Boy was the best fighter on his resume, and that Fulton told Shock he wasn't the best fighter he's faced. I mean, look, bro, that just goes to show the difference in resumes between the two, because I would say that that's true on both sides. You know, Shock said Cool Boy was the best fighter on his resume. Okay, name somebody on O'Shaquie resume that's better than Stephen Fulton. Is it Ray Vargas? I don't think so. Is it Robson Conceição? No, that's not it. But Stephen Fulton fought Naoya Inoue, bro. Naoya Inoue, one of the best fighters in the world, top 3 on Mazuma TV's pound for pound list. You tell me who O'Shaquie Foster fought that was a top 3 to top 5, shit, even a top 10 pound for pound rated fighter. Pro Up Dan, what up? I mean, it's true. And I don't think O'Shaquie should have been upset by that, because it's Naoya Inoue, bro. That's somebody who has been in the same stable as you. I know you done seen the man fight before. I'm sure you watched Naoya Inoue versus Stephen Fulton, studying Stephen Fulton. I'm sure you saw that. Like, you can't be mad at him for having that opinion. You still got to prove yourself, brother. You having a WBC title alone with a couple solid wins don't necessarily make you, you know, the best fighter that he's fought. It's not true. You got to prove that you're better than Naoya Inoue for Stephen Fulton to say that. You feel me? At this present moment, no, you're not better than him. You're not even on the pound for pound list. So it's like, what are we really talking about? My boy Anonymous in the building, he said, yeah, that shit was crazy. They were really trying to rebrand Wilder's style. Shaking my head. Terrible decision making. I don't know who decided to take it upon themselves to rebrand Wilder's style. I don't know if it was Malik Scott. I don't know. Wilder wanted to try something new, so Malik Scott just put him on some game. I don't know who to blame. I'm going to blame them as a group, to be honest, because Malik Scott, as a trainer, you're supposed to bring out the best abilities. You're supposed to take your fighters' abilities and, you know, maximize them to the best of their ability. So, like, let's say, for instance, Deontay Wilder has a God-given right hand. You could definitely add some things, but you want to keep the base the same. You see what I mean? Power puncher. Okay, let's make Deontay Wilder a more dangerous power puncher by, you know, finding different ways to land the right hand, you know, mixing some feints in there. You know, you're creating all this damage, hitting people to the head with the right hand. Imagine what you could do to the body. You see what I'm saying? Sharpening up the jab so they'll have trouble seeing that right hand when it come right behind it. Things like that. You know what I mean? Working on the left hook, you know, leading with the left hook, dropping the right hand, like little shit like that. You feel what I mean? Shit, even if you want to add like a pull counter in that motherfucker, why not? That'd be the little shit that you can add in there. You know, adding like footwork. It's like, for what? That wasn't a part of his game. It was never a part of his game, bro. His right hand's a part of his game. Revolve his whole style around what makes him him. Footwork ain't one of them. So, I don't know what these dudes be doing. Go 787 said, Mazuma, as a coach at this point in Wilder's career, would you take that job? I would. I definitely would, because like I said, I'm a fan of Deontay Wilder. You feel what I mean? And I'm gonna keep it real. Like, I don't know if there's anything that I could do to necessarily make Wilder better as a boxer. Because to be honest, I think he's in the, the bottom portion of his career. Like, I'm gonna keep it 1,000. Like, I don't really see him. I don't really see him beating any of the top heavyweights in the world right now. Like, Usyk, no. Cavill, no. Fabio Wardley, no. I don't see it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't genuinely feel like he beats anybody in the top 5. You know what I mean? I don't even know if he beats anybody in the top 10, to keep it real. I'm just keeping it 1,000. I don't really see him winning the world title again. But, I would definitely work with Deontay Wilder. But it just seems like Deontay Wilder likes to have yes men around him. I'm not that type of dude. You know what I mean? Regardless of what you're going to be paying me or whatever the case is, that's not going to entice me to, just follow your program. Like, if you're training with me, we gonna really lock in. You know what I mean? We're going to see who our opponent is, see what we, the approach that we could take in making the fight, and how the way we approach the fight, I'm sorry, and, just go from there. Do what we need to do in order to come out successful. But I don't know if Wilder's my type of guy to, train, because my type of guys, I like to see them work hard, follow a specific program and, pretty much be coachable, be humble. I don't know if Wilder's coachable. Like, I seen Deontay Wilder, put blames on his trainer and, damage the trainer's reputation because a fight went how he didn't want it to go. You feel what I mean? It had no type of proof at all to show that, Mark Breland spiked his water or whatever the fuck he was saying. Like, I those type of fighters are, headaches for somebody like me. You know what I mean? Like, as a boxing coach, I like fighters who listen, are willing to learn, consistent, just being dedicated, bro. Like, wanting to be better, doing what you need to do in order to be better. Being a student outside of the gym. What are you doing outside of the gym? Are you studying film? Are you running? Are you shadow boxing? Are you, are you educating yourself on the sport? Like, those are the things I pay attention to as a coach. And I could genuinely say that all of my guys, they watch boxing, like they're real students. And that's why they're all progressing. That's why they're all doing well. I don't know if Wilder is, really that. Like, I remember watching him early in his career. I think he even talked about, like, not doing road work and, like, he'll just, like, swim in a lake or some shit like that. Like, he'll hang on to the back of his boat and, like, he'll just, like, pedal in his lake. Like, I don't know, bro. He does a lot of unconventional shit. And I don't know. I feel like there's some things in boxing that you shouldn't really go around. And I think one of them is road work. Just my personal opinion. You feel what I'm saying? So I would definitely work with Wilder, but, if things ain't really, if there's some type of resistance in what I would like to see out of Wilder, then I'm cool, bro. I don't need nobody money. I really don't. It's either you're going to follow the program or you're not. I did watch your pro up then. I did watch the interview with Gilly and Wallow with Oshaki and Stephen Fulton. I'm gonna keep it real, bro. And I love Stephen Fulton, bro. And this ain't really got nothing to do with it for real. So I don't even need to say that. But Gilly was dicky and heavy, like dicky, and I understand that Stephen Fulton, your man. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? You said that's your nephew and shit like that. Keep it a buck. You only called a nigga your nephew because he popping right now. Like, he like. Cause he's somebody, you know what I mean? I think he just happens to be one of them type niggas that because he got something going on, that's the nephew. And I don't know, it is what it is. But like, I don't know if he would have called. I don't even know if he would look Stephen Fulton's direction or consider him his nephew if he was just a regular nigga. But it is what it is. I just feel like with you being a host, and I'm not saying he was disrespecting Oshaki or anything like that. Because he wasn't, he was being friendly and shit like that, but he was clearly like, and you could tell he didn't really do no research on Oshaki Foster neither, because he kept reiterating the same points that Oshaki was saying himself. Like, yeah, I had to earn, being signed to Top Rank. I had to earn my spot. I didn't have no representation. I came up the hard way, blah blah. And like Gilly didn't do no research whatsoever, bro. Like he really didn't. Like I bet you if you sat Gilly down and be like, yo, name 5 Oshaki Foster fights, he couldn't tell you. Or like, yo, what did you think of Oshaki's latest performance against Kansai? I bet you he couldn't tell you. Like I genuinely believe that. But they were all taking turns dickying. Like they was just, and if you, like I said, if you rock with Fulton, that's cool. But if you're gonna bring both niggas on your platform to talk boxing, you know what I mean? You gotta have some type of neutrality. You know what I mean? You got to be neutral in this situation. Even if you feel like, because there's been times where, and I'm sure, there's been times where, like, let's say for instance, where like guys that I was rock. All right, I'm gonna tell y'all this. So there were like B-side guys that come to my gym to shake out the, get ready for fights. And I know exactly who they fighting. You feel what I mean? Like I don't know exactly who they fighting. And I'm rooting for that guy that they're fighting. But I'm not gonna sit there and treat them niggas like shit because you know what I'm saying? Because they fighting somebody that's my man's. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna show them hospitality just like how I would show anybody else. You gotta keep that shit cool. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just how I approach it. I just felt like they was all sitting. And I'm surprised Oshaki didn't get impatient. I'm surprised he didn't get upset that they was moving how the way they was moving in that interview because they clearly was being biased. They really wasn't even trying. Like they was sitting there trying to convince Oshaki that, Oshaki like in over his head or some shit like that. And it's like I'm surprised Oshaki didn't get upset. And Bella Faith, it's absolutely a Philly thing. You know what I'm saying? But what be pissing me off is Gilly be talking like he this hardcore boxing fan. Whole time he don't know shit about boxing. And anybody that know boxing, for my niggas that's really tapped in with the boxing world, like the hardcore boxing fans like Ghost, Ralph, Anonymous, like y'all could hear somebody talk and be like, oh yeah, this nigga don't know what he talking about. Like you could just tell just by certain, like with certain things that they say, they word choice and stuff like that. It's like, Gilly don't know shit about boxing. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. No, Oshaki had people in the room with him. I seen that one of Oshaki's people was talking crazy in the background while Stephen Fulton and Oshaki was going back and forth. I'm not saying that he was alone. I'm saying the niggas that was a part of the interview was dicky. And I think like Wallow, at least he admit he don't know nothing about boxing. You feel what I'm saying? He just be intrigued by certain shit, so he asks questions. I could respect that more than a nigga who talking about, oh, because I'm a trainer. Like I really watch this box. Like, nigga, no, you don't. Nigga, you be sitting around dancing whenever the Eagles play, and you know what I mean? You be celebrating whenever the Eagles win. That's who you be tapped in with for real. You don't be tapped in with boxing. The only time you ever be tapped in with boxing is when a Philly nigga that you call your nephew is fighting. Boots, Stephen Fulton, or a popular fighter like a Crawford or a Canelo, like you that's the textbook definition of a casual. Kenny Manson said the truth is the truth. When it doesn't line up with the person's opinion, the arguments begin. I mean, that's true, but what are you referring to, brother? I mean, that's a good point, but what are you speaking about specifically? Yeah, and that's exactly why when I get my podcast off of the ground, there's only and I'm responding to Bella Faith's comment. She says, most of the podcasters bringing boxers on their show don't know ish about boxing, super casuals. Yeah, just like Jagar Talk. You feel what I'm saying? Like, Najee from Jagar Talk, he started with music. You know what I mean? He's still in the music industry to this day, but he started interviewing boxers. And I guess he's seen the buzz that he gets from it. So now he wants to sit here and act like he this hardcore boxer fan. Whole time he don't know shit. You know what I mean? And by the way, if anybody ever want to test my theory, you know what I'm saying? If you want to test your boxing knowledge against me, we could do that shit whenever you want to do it. You feel me? Like, and it don't necessarily got to be a debate or anything like that. Let's just talk boxing. Let's see who know more between the two. If you feel like I'm bluffing. Because I could definitely prove that you don't know shit about boxing. Can you prove that about me? Highly doubt that shit. So I would love to see if anybody would step up to the plate and say some, stupid shit to me like that. Um, who else? The Donza Project. He be bringing boxers on. That nigga don't know what the fuck he be talking about. Stephen A be interviewing boxers. He don't be knowing what the fuck he talking about. The only motherfuckers that got like a consistent podcast right now and no boxing is niggas who boxed before. Andre Ward, Ray Jones. They got this show called Hall of Game. Two first ballot Hall of Famers in their own right, talking boxing. But you know why? You know why they know what they talking about? Because they did it before at a high level. Everybody else is like, I don't be feeling what these niggas be talking about for real. Kenny Manson said it applies to anyone who can't stay neutral on any topics or see the bigger picture. I mean, yeah, definitely. I hear what you're saying, brother. Yeah, it was, and you could tell that they was trying to be neutral. They was like, oh man, but I fuck with you, but like if you gotta tell a nigga that you fuck with them before saying something, the likelihood is you probably don't fuck with them all like that. If that's your homie, if that's your man's, I don't think you really need to say that before making a statement, because in your head subconsciously you know that whatever you're about to say is going to come across as if you don't believe in them or you fuck with somebody else more. You see what I mean? Yeah, that's just what I felt. It was a good interview and shit like that. Casual type questions, to be honest with you, but they casual, so what the fuck you expect? But they were being extremely biased. Like I said, I'm surprised Oshaki didn't get frustrated, because Gilly was clearly, in Philly, that's called dickeying, like clearly dickeying Stephen Fulton. And like I said, I ain't gonna blame Stephen Fulton for that, because he can't control another man's actions and how the way they approach something. That's that fall on Gilly at the end of the day. Wallow, I mean, he don't know no better. He be trying to play around with the jokes and shit like that, talking about he do mixed martial arts and all that, a little funny little shit like that. He like the comedic relief, I guess you would say. But yeah. Corny. Mercer says all the smoke fight by Andre Ward is fire. Yeah, he got something called when he interviews the Book Award or some shit like that. What is that called? Yeah, where he do the sit down interviews with everybody. That'd be dope. I love the Joe Calzaghe one. I love the Bernard Hopkins one. He got to keep the ball rolling with that, man. Like, definitely mixing like recent fighters like he did with Fulton, Roach, Devin Haney. But like, bro, you gotta do interviews with the other guy, like with the legends, bro. Like, you did the Mike Tyson one, you did the Roy one. Like, I want to see, man, go tap in with like Kelly Pavlik. That'll be fire. Like Kelly Pavlik, that'll be a dope John. Go check in with David Tua. That'll be fire, bro. Like that'll be absolutely fire. Shit, go see Lennox. What's up? Lennox Lewis still alive. Go see Lennox. Who else? Shit. I would love to see a Sugar Ray Leonard one. I would love to see a Sugar Ray Leonard one. Why not? There's plenty of people to choose from, bro. I want to see them keep tapping in with the old school guys. I consider myself an advanced casual. Well, that's what's up. I mean, at least you know who you are. You know what I mean? Nowadays, it's like motherfuckers be talking like they, they really tapped in and they know this and know that, and they don't be knowing shit. You feel me? I think a David Tua one will really be a banger, bro. Like, I genuinely feel like that. Like, who else, y'all? Who's some other old legends that he could tap in with? I'm trying to stay away from people who speak different languages. You know what I mean? David Tua probably just be in the cut, bro. You say you ain't see David Tua in a minute. That'd be fire. That don't mean he can't be found. Shit, I'll go look for that motherfucker. Where he at? Where David Tua from? Go see that man. But man, Damn, what was I gonna say? They saying he from Samoa, but he lives in New Zealand. Shit, nigga, you got money, you could fly over there, man. That'll be dope. I mean, you already the Kelly Pavlik John will be fire though. That would definitely be fire. Anybody got any ideas though? Andre Ward and who else? The Lennox one has to get done. It has to get done. I mean, the Ricky Hatton one would have been dope, man. Rest in peace to Ricky Hatton, bro. Damn, that'd have been a dope ass interview. Shit, the Costa Zoo John will be all right. Zab Judah, that'll be a good John. Zab Judah still out here shaking and moving. What's up? Like, that's a good John. I don't know. There's a few. It's definitely a few. I feel like Holyfield not really he not like his speech ain't the best. Hitman Hearns his speech ain't the best. James Toney his speech ain't the best. Floyd Senior one would have been dope, but damn. No, he hasn't done it with Floyd, can he? But I'm gonna tell you this, bro. Floyd been so pop. Like I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm gonna admit this. I've watched Floyd closely for so many years, like so many years. And he's so he real politically correct with like interviews, bro. He always seems to dance around questions and shit like that. So it's like I don't know if it'll really be a quality interview. If Floyd was to just fall back and just keep it real and not be filtered, I think it'll be a dope interview. But Floyd, I don't even know why I didn't think about Floyd, but I'm gonna tell you this: I watched Floyd so closely. Like I was, a really big fan of Floyd growing up. That I feel like I can answer a lot of them questions for him. Like on some real shit. Like I don't think there's many questions that could be asked that Floyd didn't answer already. He done did millions of interviews, bro. So I don't know if Ward could really. I mean, of course it'll be a good interview regardless, but because Ward he just happens to be good at it. But I don't know if he's gonna ask questions that we already didn't hear get answered already. So I don't know. And Floyd got 1 million. Yeah, Pro Up Dan, he said Floyd got to do an all access on Netflix for his next exhibition, like 2013. True. But that's another Floyd got like documentaries too. It's like we know everything. Like your whole life, like you've been followed for so many years from the early 90s all the way to the 2010s. It's like, bro, we watched you for damn near 20 years. We know everything. My boy R3 in the building. Yeah, I love James Toney too, but his speech is cooked. R3 said, did you see Jay Leon go off on Tim Bradley for criticizing Shakur about working with Jake Paul to beat Tank? Well, first of all, I don't even know if Shakur even worked with Jake Paul yet. So the fact that Tim Bradley criticizing Shakur for some shit that he has yet to do is stupid. Jay Leon, now in terms of Jay Leon going off on Tim Bradley, I mean, Jay Leon is a part of Jake Paul's camp, so of course he's gonna back his guy. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I look at it as this motherfucker Tim Bradley, he got his own opinion, and sometimes he likes to go against the grain in order to get some type of, response. It is what it is. Tim Bradley's a company man. So once you see that he's a company man, once you realize that he's a company man, you don't really be surprised by his takes because he'll literally say whatever in order to push a certain narrative. That's what company men do, right? Now Jay Leon Love defending him. First of all, ain't nobody talking to you. That's first of all. Like niggas, the fact that you felt the need to, come out and defend Jake Paul when, you don't get paid to do that. It's like it's weird. Like nigga, he can have his opinion just like how you got your opinion. Why is you stressing? I didn't even hear what Jay Leon said. I'm just going based off of what you said. But, Jay Leon, he just need to go ahead and hold that nigga feet while he doing sit-ups or something. I don't really feel like he should be arguing with motherfuckers about another man. That's like, so what is you like, what you motherfucking Tony Yayo? You know what I mean? You just coming out here defending somebody. Tony Yayo always jump out the woodworks whenever somebody say something about 50 or whatever the case is. Like, nigga, what is you, what's the other month? What's you, Memphis Bleak? You know what I mean? Because he always come to Jay-Z defense with whenever somebody ask him something. Like, Jay Leon, bro, we ain't see you since Benavidez whooped that ass. You feel me? Like, your career done. You thought you was going to do some shit with Floyd. Porky Medina had you twitching in that motherfucker. It is what it is. Nigga, you got a gift. You got a gift with Gabe Rosado. Don't act like we ain't forget that. You never made nothing of yourself when you had the most influential fighter of, this past era, Floyd Mayweather, the biggest star of our era. With his cosign, you wasn't able to do shit. So it's like, man, cut it out, man. You know what I mean? Whenever Jake Paul needs you to hold his feet, you go ahead and get them sit-ups in, nigga. You're going to be holding them feet for a while. You're probably going to do like 100, 200. You know what I mean? Just keep holding them. You know what I mean? You might as well count for him while he's doing his reps. That's really the what you're supposed to be doing. I don't know if you should be on it. You shouldn't even be on the internet. For real. You shouldn't even be on the internet, bro, defending the nigga, bro. Just do your job, get your check. It is what it is. And this is another thing. I want to ask this. Jake, you going off on Tim Bradley. See, this is the problem I got with motherfuckers, right? Because they be picking and choosing who to talk crazy to. You try and go off on Tim Bradley, and Tim Bradley a nut-ass nigga. Like, it is what it is. Do what you do. But, because I disrespected Tim Bradley multiple times. But what I'm going to tell you is this. Why you ain't go off like that on Gervonta Davis when he was disrespecting you to your face at the press conference? You was over here just trying to play it cool with him. This nigga like, man, like he was playing the shit out you on that stage. You over here talking about, yeah, man, I'm just happy that, I don't even got nothing against you, Tank. I ain't even got nothing against you, Tank. You know what I mean? Like, I never said nothing bad about you. And he disrespected you directly. So you wasn't willing to defend. Hold on. Jay Leon. You wasn't willing to defend yourself when somebody was personally attacking you. But you jump out the woodworks to defend another nigga when it had nothing to do with you. So you won't defend yourself, but you'll defend the white man. That's what you do. Like, that's what you telling me. So you love that white man more than you love yourself. That's some weird shit, cuz. That's some weird shit. Jake must be paying you good, nigga. I'm gonna just say that. I'm gonna just say that. I don't understand that. Motherfucker disrespect you and you like, you know what I mean? It's cool, Tank. Like, we ain't got no problems. Blah, blah, blah. You keeping it, you being all nice and respectful. Act like you don't beef with motherfuckers. Then you jump out the woodworks and disrespect him when he talking about somebody who is not you. Can you be like, if you gonna be like that, nigga, defend yourself too. I'll be damned if I defend another nigga before I defend myself. That's the equivalent of a nigga punching you in your mouth and you just holding your face and walking away. But when somebody swing on your brother, you ready to rumble. That shit makes no sense. They ain't make no sense. Fuck, disrespect is disrespect, nigga. You gotta prioritize yourself before you prioritize another man, whether they pay you or not. Fuck. Should have did the opposite, nigga. Nigga disrespects you, yeah, all right, I'm at you. Somebody disrespect Jake, let Jake deal with that. The fuck, he the one who rumbling, Tank, why you were he the one who rumbling, why you worried about it? He the topic. Let him defend himself against Tim Bradley. And if he don't respond to Tim Bradley, obviously it ain't a big fucking deal. So who cares? That's just what I'm on. Like, fuck, like, yeah, like, so you don't perceive what Tank told you as disrespect, but you perceive somebody disrespecting Jake Paul as disrespect. Like, shut up. Sit your goofy ass down, nigga. Shut up. I don't be understanding these niggas. Niggas be moving ass backwards, especially when they get paid. Hold on, you ain't gonna disrespect my white boss like that. You ain't gonna disrespect my white boss like that. Tim, who Who is you to disrespect my white boss like that? You can disrespect me, but you can't disrespect my white boss. Yeah. That boy, the one thing about that boy, Jake, he feed me cornbread every day. Ooh, he put the gravy with the mashed potato. Oh, Jake Paul feed me every day out in Puerto Rico now. Oh, you better believe that. He smothered that gravy on that mashed potato. Ooh, boy. One thing about that, Jake, he feed me. You disrespect me, that's okay. But you ain't gonna disrespect my boss. You ain't gonna disrespect my boss. That boy right there, boy, that cornbread right out the oven. Oh my God. He got that honey bun cake. That honey bun cake come. Oh my God. Shut your ass up, nigga. Shut your cool ass up, nigga. Fuck is we talking about? For real. I don't even like to throw that coon shit on. I've been falling back from calling niggas coons, but that's how you look. I don't know if you is, but that's how you look. One thing about Massa, that boy right there, he give me that piece. He give me the big piece of chicken every night. I love being a part of Jake Paul camp. Tim Bradley, he mad because he ain't getting no chicken. He mad. That's why he mad. He mad because he ain't getting chicken I get. That boy feed me, boss. It come right out. Oh, that shit's always fresh. We don't got no microwave in the house. Sure don't. Got no microwave. Sure don't. Everything fresh, good to go. Tim Bradley wants some of this chicken. You better believe it. You better believe he want. One thing about Tim, he love that chicken. He can't get none of this. It's only for the good niggas over here. He ain't no good nigga. Shut your ass up. Shut your ass up. I'm about trying to hear that shit. But anyways, it is what it is. I don't even know why I started going off like that, but I don't know. I just don't like motherfuckers be that selective smoke. I don't like that shit, bro. I do not like that. I don't like that selective smoke shit at all. If I'm talking to you this way, I'll talk to anybody like that. Bella Faith came out with a whole quote. This nigga said, Tank, I seen you as somebody who busts his ass. I'm a black man supporting another black man. But you better not disrespect my white boss, because then I ain't going to support no black man. See, I support black men, but you can't disrespect the white man, because I'm going to always support the white man. The white man, oh, you like, man, the white man with the blonde hair. Oh, my God, I'll take that over the black man any day. I hold his feet when he do them sit-ups, and oh boy, that boy Jake right there, he's so strong. That boy's so strong. Fuck out of here. We're talking that black man shit. Nigga in Puerto Rico catering to that white boy. He does the hand wraps. Oh, boy. I got to keep Master's knuckles real nice, and got to keep his knuckles nice and protected. You don't want Master to break his hand. Hey, Kenny, we don't want the Master to break his hand now. He break his hand, that could be a real bad situation. I need to get my money's boss. If his hands hurt, I don't get paid. One thing about them hands, though, they can make some good cornbread. Oh, boy. Yeah, all right. Yeah, he definitely copped the plea with Tank. I ain't going to disrespect Tank. You know what I mean? That motherfucker got face tats. I'm going to disrespect that bald head nigga, though, Bradley. They the same nigga. Both sellouts. So what the fuck is we even talking about? So... But all right, y'all. I can show y'all Floyd Schofield's hand injury. He showed it to the people. Let's just go ahead and show that. Let's go ahead and show that. Look at this. Look at this. That's Floyd Schofield's hand injury, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all take a nice, good look right there. Let's go ahead and look. That boy got 3 red dots on his wrist. First of all, that don't even look like a hand. I mean, listen, I can't, it's just a video, and it's a small video at that. So I can't really see how bad the injury actually is, but just based off of what I'm seeing right here, the nigga look like he got bed bugs. That's what it looked like to me. I don't know. I don't know if them, I don't know if Shakur Stevenson ran in that nigga crib and put some bed bugs, in his bedroom. I don't know exactly what it is, but he looked like he done got bit up. It looked like you allergic to mosquito bites, nigga. That's what it looked like. So if you done put out this fight because Shakur Stevenson done placed some motherfucking bed bugs in your crib, you should have just said that, bro. Because I don't know. That's what it looked like to me. That don't look like no motherfucking hand injury. I got bit by bed bugs before, and they do a similar path to what I just see right here. Boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? They walk a little bit, they bite. They walk a little bit down, they bite. They walk up a little bit, they bite. That look like a trail, nigga. That don't look like no motherfucking hand injury. I don't see any swelling, but like I said, you know what I mean? They may very well be swelling. But I never seen a hand injury look like that. I don't know if those are, the ligaments that he claimed to be torn. I don't know. I don't know what I'm looking at. In all honesty, I'm not a doctor, but they said it's a grade 2 sprain. I don't know. Look like you got hit up. So I'm gonna say, you know what I mean, get you some motherfucking off spray. Spray that on your body before you walk in the gym, and get ready for your next fight day. That's what it looked like to me. Look like them motherfucking mosquitoes like you over there in Austin, Austin, Texas. So, get you some off spray, you know what I mean? Go on Amazon. You can probably buy a little variety pack. You probably buy like a little 4-pack for a couple dollars, probably $15, $20 or whatever. You know what I mean? Get that expedited to your crib. You know what I mean? Hopefully Shakur Stevenson don't confiscate your package or steal your package off your porch before you get to it. You know what I mean? Because he in Houston, so he's not too far away from Kid Austin. So hopefully, this motherfucker Shakur Stevenson ain't a porch pirate and take his package with the off spray. You know what I mean? And if you scared that he gonna steal your package, just go buy it in person, bro. There's Walmarts everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't gotta worry about Shakur taking it if you buy it personally. So go ahead, get you some off spray, get that shit up off you. You know what I mean? Get your ass back in the gym. You know what I mean? Hopefully by the time you get to the gym, hopefully Shakur don't steal your heavy bags and nothing like that. And get to work. Get ready for your February fight, because I heard you fighting for a world. You may be fighting for the vacant world title. So, we'll see. We'll see. I don't really want to talk about this shit no more. I had a few people DM me, this video of Floyd Schofield. You know what I mean? The motherfucker got I don't know. I didn't even know the nigga had a thigh tat. Like, I didn't even know that. Like, I'm looking at this nigga leg, and he got a whole thigh tat. So, I don't know. There's a lot of shit I don't know about him. I don't know if he capping. I don't know what he doing. But it is what it is. I'm not saying that the injury's fake, but you ain't really do shit by showing this video, brother. And if you're getting negative criticism based off of this video, it's probably warranted, because this doesn't let us know that you have a grade 2 sprain. It's not really showing any swelling. And the only type of swelling that I see is that, look like it came from a motherfucking horsefly or something. Like I don't know. But anyways, that's my spiel on that whole situation. My boy Marlon 2631 in the building. He said this is the second time he pulled out. First he faked his death. Now he said this nigga faked his death. They call this nigga Machiavelli. Said this nigga faked his death. He said it looked like bug bites. Bella Fabe said bed bugs. Hell nah, bro. One time. That happened to me one time. I'm gonna tell y'all what happened. So in high school, there was a neighbor of mine that lived right next door to me, but he clearly couldn't live by himself. You know what I'm saying? His house was terrible. Like it was so filthy that he ended up being removed from his home and put in like a nursing home or whatever the case is. Like he was an older dude, he couldn't look after himself no more. So his house was so disgusting, right? There was people that had bought the house, but because it was like infested with like bugs and shit like that, that they ended up bombing it. Now I don't know if y'all motherfuckers ever bombed a crib before, but when y'all bomb a crib, all the bugs do is just relocate. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna kill every bug. So if we in Philadelphia, we got row homes too. So he was 2 houses away from me. So when they bombed his crib, the bugs went to the following crib. Then of course, once our next door neighbor, our immediate next door neighbor noticed that he bombed his crib, then it went to ours. When it went to ours, bro, I had the middle room in my mom's crib. The bed bugs only went to my room. And I'll never forget this shit, bro. This is when I was a young boy. I'm playing my what was it, 360? I was either playing my 360 or my PS4. It was one of them. I ain't had a PS4, I think. Yeah, I got the PS5 right now. But I had the 360. I'm playing this shit. I just remember like itching crazy, but it felt way more intense than like a mosquito bite. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm like, all right. Boom. So I keep playing. Then I'm feeling it right here. By the time I noticed, bro, that a whole trail went up my arm. I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm looking all around, bro. I go at the top of my arm. I see the bug. I'm like, what the fuck is this? So I try to grab that shit, bro. That shit jumped. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? I'm like, yo. And then from there, I told my mom. My mom did not play. She wiped the whole crib down, got him up out of there. That was a crazy jump. So that was the only experience I had. That was because I had this dirty ass neighbor. They couldn't look after themselves no more. Yeah, bro, they tore my arm up, bro. But that was it. They took care of that. And me, I was sleeping on my sofa for like 3 days. Shit was crazy. Boxing Wiz says PS6 coming soon. For real? Already? How long the PS5 been around? Since like 2020? Cause I remember like during the pandemic, everybody was trying to get one and shit. Yeah, it came out in 2020. Yep. I remember that during the pandemic, everybody wanted a PS5 and people was buying them and reselling them for crazy prices. So what I said, man, I ain't even gonna get this joint because I'm gonna just wait. Cause I know niggas gonna go broke and want to sell that shit. That's exactly what happened. It's likely to be handheld as well. I'm not really a fan of like portable gaming. Like I don't know. Like I'm not that big into gaming where I feel like I need a handheld version of it. Like I feel like I don't even play that shit. I got PS5 right here, y'all. Look. Actually got 2 PS5s. I just gotta fix the other one. But that's my John right. My shit blurry. Hold on. Let me take this shit off focus or portrait. So look, I got a PS5 right there. I also got one. Where's the other one at? Boom, right here. That one need to be fixed. That's an easy fix though. I don't even be playing it, but I don't know. When I'm playing, I'm just on some chill shit. Like I ain't played a handheld game since the PSP. Yeah, I had the PSP. The PSP was fire. The PSP was definitely fire, but yeah, I ain't really into handheld games and shit like that. I was gonna buy this joint on Amazon where it's like a Game Boy. Cause look, we got Switch, not the illegal Switches. I'm talking about the Nintendo Switch right here. We got these too, bro. These joints just sit around. We don't even touch these joints. They got this joint on Amazon where you could buy it, and it's probably like $40-$50, but it got like 3,000 games on there, and you could play whatever game, like Nintendo games, all that shit. I got Roku TV, so they got. I don't even use my PS5 to like play videos. I got Roku TV, so I literally use my Roku TVs because they got the YouTube app already built into it, and that's when I be playing like all my little educational videos for my son and shit like that. The last game I played was on the Xbox 360. Damn, you so Marissa really don't be playing at all. 360 was like the last of like my wait, did I have a PS4? I don't even know. Did I? Yeah, I definitely had a PS4. I'm tripping. I had the 360, then I bought the PS4, but then when the PS5 came out, I fell back from it. Yeah, that was the last of my gaming days. But I was heavy in the gaming during my 360 era. When I ain't had no job, nigga, I was like 15, 16, 17. Oh yeah, especially during them summers, I could stay up all late, get up all late. Yeah, I mean, I was on a 360 heavy, bro. The most lit shit used to be in them being in them group chats, like in them parties and shit, talking crazy. I heard now they mad sensitive, like they report you for anything. Oh, you going to Freddie Gibbs? You going to a Freddie Gibbs concert tomorrow? I never really listened to dude. That's crazy. There's that one song I listened to it, no John with Big Sean. It's called like Four Things or some shit like that. It's the only John I heard from you for real. PS3 360 was peak gaming facts. I was heavy on the 360, bro. Heavy on the 360. Bro, I used to burn CDs in my on my mom's computer and download them into my Xbox 360, bro. That was like the most fun I ever had, bro. Like I used to sit there and listen to all the J. Cole mixtapes. Like I had Wiz Khalifa, like the Kevin Fever Jones on there. Bro, that was definitely elite gaming. We got a lot of gamers in here. That's what's up. But I was my favorite game of all time is San Andreas though. I always go back to that game. I don't know why. I think it's just the nostalgia behind it because obviously it's outdated. You know what I mean? Don't got the best graphics or whatever. But I think it's just the nostalgia that come behind it because, like, that was a real core memory of my childhood. So every time I see San Andreas, it just remind me back to them days. And those was good times, bro. You know what I mean? As an adult, I embrace adulthood. I'm not one of the people that dread being an adult. But your childhood is really what make or break you. And I had a great childhood. You know what I mean? That was part of it. I used to love that shit. Yasir Ali said, "Who your favorite rappers to listen to right now?" I don't really be listening to rap all like that, bro. I'll be like on some R&B pop type shit. But like rapping, I guess like I listen to obviously J. Cole. I'll be listening to Nas. Like current rappers, I listened to Rod Wave for the first time today. I listen to Kendrick, but like probably like the nigga I listen to the most in terms of rapping is Drake. I don't really be listening to rap all like that. But if I do put rap on, of course I got my old school legends. You know what I mean? I listen to my DMX heavy. I listen to Pun. Like I said, Nas. Jay-Z might be thrown on there. Beanie Siegel. Who else? Big L. I definitely listen to Big L. Fabulous. Jadakiss. It's a lot, bro. It's a lot. It's a lot of rap. Wu-Tang Clan. I definitely be listening to them. Nah, I don't listen to Skrilla. I don't. I heard that little, 6 7. I heard that shit a long time ago. That was playing in Philly for a minute, but it's just starting to catch up now. Rick Ross. No, Rick Ross is nice. No, 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 no. I do listen to Rick Ross, brother. Um, I like his albums are underrated, bro. I love his albums. He makes great albums. Rick Ross, bro. What was that, John? I was I know a lot of his shit, bro. 50 Cent, I definitely listen to 50 Cent. I don't know how I didn't include him. But Rick Ross, I got him all over my Apple Music. Especially when he used to collab with Drake, bro. It's sad that they not getting along right now because they made great music together. But Teflon Don, I used to listen to heavy. That was a while back. That was like yeah, I was a young boy when Teflon Don came out, but I came back to listen to that. But the last I listened to Port of Miami too. That was probably the last joint I really listened to for real. And then Rather You Than Me. Rather You Than Me was fire. So act the full turnpike Ike. Nobody's I know that I know the whole Port of Miami too lineup for sure. Rather You Than Me was fire too. Santorini Greece was fire. Idols Become Rivals. That was a shot at Birdman. That was fire. Trap, trap, trap. Yeah, Powers That Be with Nas was fire. Yeah, Lamborghini Doors with Meek Mill, fire. But I listen to R&B and pop more than anything. I don't really listen to Justin Bieber. My girl got a crush on Justin Bieber, so until I fight that nigga, I'm not cool with him. I don't like Justin Bieber. Anybody that my girl find attractive, I'm trying to rumble. I ain't even gonna lie. But I'm just fucking around. But Gunna got some shit like what's that John said? We gonna fuck tonight. We gonna fuck. Like I be hearing that John. That should be on the Apple Music playlist I got. Lil Wayne definitely. Lil Wayne was definitely an artist that I listened to heavy growing up. When he made songs with Rick Ross, they was fire. The John, fire. What was that other joint he made? I'm not a star. Somebody lied. I got a chopper in the car, so don't make it come alive. Tear your ass apart, then I pull myself together. YMCMB, double on, we rich forever, huh? The bigger the bullet, the more that bitch go bang. Basquiat, when I paint. Yeah, them niggas be snapping. Boxing so slow right now, we name our artist facts. There's only so much we could talk about. You feel what I mean? But damn, what was that other John that Rick Ross and Lil Wayne had? That shit used to go crazy. I still be going. It was John, and then it was 9 Piece. There you go. Man, Rick Ross got bangers, cuz. Rick Ross really got bangers, bro. 9 Piece, straight 8 ball. Oh yeah. The I'm Not a Star, John. Wait, that's I'm getting them Jones confused. John, I'm Not a Star. I think that's what it is, but I think that's the same song. Whatever. They got bangers for sure. But like rapping, Drake, J. Cole, Kendrick, and I listen to a lot of like old school artists too. R&B, pop, now that's a totally different situation. I listen to R&B heavy. The three niggas that I've been listening to on rotation lately has been Chris Brown, Giveon, and this is new kid out named Jay Don. He signed with Usher. Fire. Young boy only like 19 years old. He said rapping DSG is top 3. Yo, that's almost like you lucky I'm not in the mood to really time niggas out today, but like you wildin'. I don't know if you seen Danny Garcia's Breakfast Club interview. That nigga DJ Envy told Danny, Stop rapping. That shit was hilarious. Danny tried to ignore it, but that shit was the bit. K Reno is real. Nah. Yeah, I said J Don. Yep. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But his name J Don. I've been listening to him. Great singer, young nigga that's just on the come up right now. I think he gonna be next up. OT7. I don't listen to OT7, but he got his own lane. He cool. J Don, Chris Brown, Giveon, heavy. Giveon was just in Camden the other day. I should have went, but I didn't. Um, R&B, and then I listen to a lot of pop niggas like Bruno Mars. I like Ed Sheeran, White Boy, he fire. Um, I don't know. I don't really know who else outside of that. Neo, of course. Neo got old John. I listen to a lot of old school R&B too. To this day, I got a cousin of mine who wrote songs for a lot of big artists and stuff like that. I listen to his music. Um, it's a lot. It's a lot of people. He said I used to be saying you look like OT7. I see OT7 in person all the time because he be at my job a lot. Like I be taking care of like his financial situations. I be taking care of and shit. Um, we definitely don't look alike. Akon got a lot of old classic songs though, like Soul Survivor. Nobody wanna see us together, but it don't matter, no. Banger. Akon definitely had an era, bro. I got locked up. Oh, you listen to Keith Sweat, Marissa? Okay. Tell me how deep is your love. Keith Sweat, the man. Usher. Now I could talk about R&B all day. Usher. Flo Rida was him in the 2010s. Yo, did y'all see Flo Rida sued? Who he sued one of them energy drink companies and got like 80 mil, bro. I don't really listen to drill, no. Like I used to listen to King Von. I fucked with King Von. I fucked with Lil Durk too. But I used to listen to King Von and shit like that, but that was for a small amount of time. But Bruno Mars, that nigga's goated. I don't care what nobody say. His music is phenomenal. Uh Ed Sheeran, I listen to Ed Sheeran, Jadon, Giveon, Chris Brown been on my playlist heavy. Then I'm Puerto Rican, so I'll be listening to like Mark Anthony, Romeo Santos. Uh, I don't really be listening to Bad Bunny all like that, but his shit definitely a vibe. He know how to get the party started and shit like that. Mike Towers, I listen to him. Um, who else? There's a couple songs from Anuel that I like. I like Raul Alejandro. I listen to him. I be listening to a lot of people, bro. Anuel. Boys to Men. Boys to Men, they a lot of people don't even know Boys to Men. They from Philly. I be singing a song from Mama all the time to my mom and shit. I remember my mom was in Puerto Rico, bro. When I was like 18, 19, she was going for like 2 weeks. And I used to drive back and forth to the gym, and I used to have to pass by the airport. And I remember that song came on while I was at the airport, bro. While I was driving past the airport, I was damn near ready to cry. I had to change the song. I was missing my mom like a motherfucker. Anuel is your top reggaeton artist? Okay. Yo, you remember Bruno Mars' first hit with B.O.B. Nothing on You? That shit still go crazy, and that song gives me a lot of nostalgia too. Uh, cause I was in like sixth grade when that song came on, bro. I had to be. That was yeah. And B.O.B. did his thing on that song too. Everywhere I go, I'm always hearing your name. Girl, you make me want to sing. Whether in my house or my crying. He was talking that shit. Let me see. What the fuck B.O.B. was saying on that song? He was like, damn. Whether a bus or a plane or a car or a train, no other girls on my brain. And you the one that blame. Damn, that song old, bro. This nigga said, baby. And you keep it real while them others stay plastic. You my Wonder Woman, call me Mr. Fantastic. Stop. Now think about it. I've been to London, I've been to Paris, even here down in Tokyo. Yeah. Who else I listen to? Damn, nigga, that's like Trey Songz is probably my favorite R&B artist all time, or at least one of them. I think Chris Brown took his spot for real, but for a long time, bro, Trey Songz was my favorite R&B artist. I think he is very underrated. I think he definitely one of the greatest. And I know it sounds crazy, but I listen to R. Kelly too. You know what I'm saying? Can't really ignore his greatness, bro. I don't fuck with Robert Kelly. I don't, but his music. Here come Derek with the dumb shit. Dylan, 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 and Dylan. Thanks, Derek. Appreciate that. Fucking dick. That nigga Robert Jenkins talking stupid as shit. He said I like Lil Uzi because he from Philly. Uzi put Philly on the map. No, the fuck he didn't. Nigga, you smoke rocks, nigga. Nigga never heard of Black Thought. Even Will Smith was rapping. Beanie Siegel, Freeway, Oskino. You ain't hear nothing about like what, nigga? You talking stupid. I'm like, yo, Rob, you know what? Go sit your ass down for a little bit. You just pissed me off with that. Go sit your little ass down. This nigga out his motherfucking mind. Black Thought is the GOAT of Philly when it come to like lyricism, rapping. But I'm gonna keep it real. Like, if we talking about like outside of that, just like longevity, impact, and all that, Meek Mill might be him. Like Meek been popping since like 2005, bro. In Philly, Meek Mill been him since like 2005. It's 2025, bro. Tory Lanez is my guy too. Now we talking. Yeah, Tory Lanez is my mother. That's my guy, bro. Yeah, like if we talking about lyricism, Black Thought got that shit. There ain't nobody touching Black Thought. There's not many people outside of Philly that's fucking with Black Thought in terms of lyricism. But Meek Mill, and like in terms of like, you know, impact and longevity, you gotta give it to Meek. Cassidy, yeah, but Cassidy, you know, he didn't last as long as Meek. He, you know, and I think that the style that he takes with rapping, you know, like he always gonna have bars, but like his style didn't adjust to the new era. You feel what I'm saying? That's why like he wasn't even able to adapt to battle rap. Because battle rap has evolved since the last time he battled Freeway. That's why he been losing a lot of battles. Who would you have walk you out if you were a famous boxer? Ooh wee, that's a good one. Man, if DMX was still alive, DMX all day. 50 Cent. If I had the choice, I'd probably come out the God Gave Me Style by 50 Cent. I probably come like if I had DMX, I'll come out the What's My Name. Shit. Who else? I probably come out if I Fabulous. If I had Fabulous, I probably come out to the John Breathe. That's one of Fabulous hardest songs, bro. Who else? Nigga, I'll do some different shit. Nigga, I'll walk out with Mark Anthony and come out the Man, I come out had a whole building litty, nigga. What rappers for Philly is not really hitting me? I'll come out the Meek. I'll come out with Meek, bro. Oh no, nigga! I come out the Beanie Siegel, nigga. I come out to the truth. Every time I step in the booth, I speak the truth. You know what I'm bringing? What, nigga? I'm coming out to, or I'll come out in the air. That shit'll be cold, nigga. I'm coming out with Beanie Siegel, bro. Fuck all that. I can feel it in the air. Got something going on. Nah, different. Intuition setting in like Steve Bishop. Yeah. I come out to the truth or in the air. I probably come out to the truth for real. Who else from Philly? What you mean? Like Cassidy, I probably come out the if I was to pick Cassidy. Yeah, I probably come out to I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler, homie. I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler, homie. Nigga X, nigga X about me, nigga X. What? Mark, I fuck with Young Boy, not really. I don't really. I don't be really. I can't really relate to that nigga, so I don't really listen to him. Yeah, Cassidy. Shit, I don't like Will Smith at all, so he would never walk me out. I think he a sucker ass nigga. That my son. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. My fault, yo. My son a little sick, so I'm about to give him something to drink real quick. Give me 1 second. All right, let me see what y'all talking about. Um, He said he bring Joey Jihad out the trenches. What? That'll be fire. I forgot all about Joey Jihad. Shit. Joey Jihad. Yeah, that man. I come out with Reed dollars. Fuck you mean? Yeah, now you talking. Man, I do not like Will Smith, bro. Drake won the Kendrick beef. I don't think so. AR Ab walk out. I mean, he in jail right now, but yeah, bro. AR Ab. I caught a body before I wrote a rap. All right. I just got out of jail. Guess I'm going back. Leaf Ward could definitely rap. Free Leaf Ward, man. I fuck with Leaf Ward. Will Smith had hits, but he a nut ass nigga, so I don't like him. I don't know. I stopped fucking with him after he slapped Chris Rock. I got a huge problem with that. Bro, yo. This nigga Derek Moore said, my boy Derek said, you walk out the Wild Wild West, you lose in that fight. That's a fact. All right, y'all. I'm gonna have to wrap this up because my son really going through it right now. He ain't feeling too good, yo. Oh man, I hate when my son's sick. But when he smacked Chris Rock, that really rubbed me the wrong way. So I really don't like him. You know what I'm saying? Rum Nitty, the greatest battle rapper of all time. That is very disrespectful. First of all, that's disrespectful to motherfuckers who paved the way. Rum Nitty can definitely rap. I haven't really heard him as of lately, so maybe he done did some historic shit since then. But like we talking about like greatest of all time. We talking about niggas like Murder Mook, Loaded Lux. Like, really? I don't know. Greatest of all time. That's a stretch. Lux 30 then? Yeah, Loaded Lux. I mean, but Loaded Lux got 30 by Murder Mook recently. In the last battle, the first battle was a classic. But yeah. Loaded Lux definitely one of the greatest ever. Nothing was funnier than dude dressed up like Blank Man and got packed up in the first round. You talking about Steven Nelson. You talking about Terrence Crawford friend. Arsenal. I don't like Arsenal. Like I be feeling like all his raps be like filler. Like he be disrespectful. But like a lot of the shit he say don't be saying shit. But Sue Surf, fire. I loved his battle with Conceited. Yeah, he fire. Sue Surf got classic battles. He got a John with who was it, Young Ill? Man, go watch that John, bro. Sue Surf versus Young Ill. Sue Surf versus Big T. Sue Surf versus Hollow the Don. Sue Surf versus Conceited. Fire ass battles. And those I'm pretty sure there's more. I don't like Tay Rock. He a little bit too arrogant for me. Nah, like he had cool bars and shit like that, but like he was never really that to me. Sue Surf walk you out? Yeah, Sue Surf would definitely be fire. That was an underrated battle rapper from Newark though. So Newark had some nice battle rappers. They had Shotgun Shug, they had Arsenal, they had Shotgun, Arsenal, Sue Surf, and then they had a nigga by the name of Old Red. Old Red was better than all them niggas, like in terms of versatility. Um, but I guess he just ain't have like the I don't know, like he ain't really had a fan base them niggas had. But if you watch like Old Red versus uh the Old Red versus Young Ill Jones a body bag. Old Red got wins over like a lot of niggas, bro. Like a lot of notable names. But I think like we talking about versatility, Old Red was better than all of them. Yeah, Old Red run was insane. Like he was packing niggas like left and right, bro. Yeah, Old Red was him. When he was like running shit, niggas couldn't beat him. Surf, yeah, Sue Surf was fire. I like Sue Surf. My son a little quiet right now. Old Red vs. Charlie Clips was fire. Shout out to Charlie Clips. Charlie Clips one of the greats too. He bodied Tay Rock. His first battle on camera, he bodied Tay Rock, bro. Then he beat I thought for the longest I was the huge Serious Jones fan because I always said that I was a huge Serious Jones fan, bro. So when he battled Charlie Clips, I was like, nah, Serious Jones beat him, but Serious Jones ain't beat him. Charlie Clips versus Hollow the Don was fire. I thought Hollow beat him though. But like Charlie, nice. Real nice. Who remember Tech Nine? See, Tech Nine was from Philly, but guess what? He had gotten caught up in like some, I'm gonna say the word grape allegations. And he had ended up passing away mysteriously after being caught up in the Jones. They was trying to say that he unalived himself. But Tech Nine was the fucking bid, bro. Razor blades, more plates. Razor blades, more plates. Tech Nine was definitely hilarious. I couldn't stand his style, but he was funny though. Danny Myers, I remember Danny Myers. His delivery was crazy, energy, all that. You know who was my? You know who became one of my yo at his this nigga at his peak was damn near unbeatable because his punchlines was fucking insane. B Magic. St. Louis got a lot of dope ass rappers too. Like when I was watching, it was Averb, Hitman Holla, Young Ill. When Young Ill was on his shit though, that nigga was almost unbeatable. Then they had B Magic. B Magic came up out of nowhere. No, I'm not talking about the rapper Tech Nine. I'm talking about the battle rapper Tech Nine. K Shine. I ain't really. K Shine, I was mad at K Shine because he fucking bodied my boy DNA. And at the time, I used to fuck with DNA, the nigga with no tooth. But then I seen Big T body K Shine. Big T was nasty. Just bodied him. Bill Collector was hilarious. Bill Collector was hilarious. Yes, sir. There's a few funny ass battle rappers. Bill Collector was one of them. Tech Nine was one of them. And then he had a nigga by the name of Old Solo. He was hilarious. Yeah, bro. St. Louis had, like I said, Averb, Hitman Holla, Young Ill, and then they had B Magic. Yo, Kayshawn beat the dog shit out of DNA, bro. And the nigga came out with his motherfucking science vest on with that presentation board, bro. He was saying how to break down the DNA molecule. The way he presented that, bro, was so fucking crazy, bro. I was so upset. I couldn't watch that battle, bro. Like once I seen it, I never watched it again because I was so emotionally invested in battle rap, bro. Like DNA, I fucked with him heavy. Hollow, Old Red, Loaded Lux. I even fucked with Mook for real, for real. Serious Jones. Like if I seen any of them niggas lose, I used to get upset. There was this one nigga, bro. I wonder what happened to him. He was nice. His name was like Lada Zay. Lada Zay was nice. I don't know what happened to him. He had this crazy ass battle. What the fuck was that dude's name? Lada Zay versus, I think his name was like Tone Montana or something like that. Was that his name? That was a good ass battle, bro. Tone Montana versus Lada Zay. Fire, bro. Big T beat Surf. That was debatable. That was a good ass battle though. Well, Big T got bodied by Hollow the Don, and that's when I became a huge Hollow the Don fan. Big T even admitted it. Like, yeah, I lost to Hollow. Hollow snapped that night. But Hollow's so fucking dangerous, bro. Like, he the type nigga that he could rebuttal your whole round in the middle of his round. So he could start with his writtens, rebuttal, make the rebuttal in the middle of the writtens, and then continue on with his writtens. Like a lot of niggas can't do that, bro. And then you got outside of the URL, you got like King of the Dot. They had like the quiet room battles. Like I remember the nigga Disaster from out LA, the Arabic dude. He was alright. He was alright. I liked Math Hoffa, but he was a bit too emotional for me, bro. Like when he snuck Serious Jones, that was really some sucker ass shit. I really ain't like that. But yeah, that be them emotional New York niggas. Math knocked out Serious Jones. Yeah, but he snuck him though. That's some sucker shit, bro. And anybody that ever been snuck before know that like that like I've been snuck before. Like that's like probably the most disrespectful shit you could do. Now, if Sirius would have smoked him behind that, that'd have been a problem. Now, New Jersey Twerk, first of all, that's a crazy name. I'm gonna just say that. But when he started coming around, I was already done watching battles, so I can't really speak on him. But I heard good shit about him. Old Solo was hilarious. He's like, I got one nigga that brings two niggas. The two niggas, they bring four. Four niggas bring five niggas bring six niggas bring them all. That nigga was hilarious, bro. Yeah, and then Karma was a bitch because then Disaster snuck Math. That's exactly what the fuck he getting. The Math was all upset about it. Like, nigga, you made a career off of sneaking niggas. I remember he stole that little Philly nigga. I forgot his name though. They ended up doing a rematch and shit. Forgot that dude, but he was like, "Yo, get off me, son!" And like he stole him, and then they was all fighting. It was a little Philly nigga. I forgot his name, but yeah, like you made a career off punching niggas. You so called tough nigga. Yeah, bro. Philly niggas could battle, cuz. There was a there was a Philly nigga that used to battle. His name was like Unos Lavos. He was funny as shit, and he actually could rap. Oh, Solo versus Tech Nine would have been fire. Then, then they who battled that nigga? Oh, Solo. I think Bill Collector and I'm surprised they ain't battle. Yeah, they did battle, bro. I knew I wasn't tripping. Oh, Solo and Tech Nine battled on UW, and then Bill Collector I think battled Tech Nine too. And that was funny as shit. Yeah, UW was putting some good battles on, man. Twerk is probably the most impactful battle rapper ever. Really? Slime, shut up. That shit was the bid, bro. I remember Tech Nine was like, I'm your uncle, nigga. No, 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 I'm your uncle. That shit used to have me dead, bro. But Philly Swain. Yeah, I remember Philly Swain. I remember Philly Swain. I remember when Daylight battled Philly Swain and just disrespected him crazy. Philly Swain was like, yo, bro, try not to get too close up to my face and shit. Disaster was like, I mean, and Daylight was like, all right, then went and did it again. I'm like, damn. Head Ice, yeah, I remember him. I remember when he battled Swave Sever. Swave Sever, I think that was his name. Was that his name? And niggas are scared of Swave Sever because he was like a black belt or some shit. Yo, you talking some shit right now. My fault, my fault. No, you really tapped in, Bella. You know what you talking about. Party Artie versus Mook. Yeah, that shit. Yeah, Party Artie versus Mook was I think Mook lost a couple of them battles. I ain't gonna lie. I thought Murder Mook lost to Jay Mills. I thought he lost to Loaded Lux. Serious Jones, that was debatable. Probably could have get at the Mook for real, for real. I think it could have went either way. But I thought Party already gave me Mook smoke. No, I swiped by accident. That wasn't stream yard. It was me. Shotgun Suge versus Bill Collector. Yeah, that shit was corny. Shotgun was kind. Shotgun Suge actually DM my boxing page. He was trying to get a boxing event going at my gym, but I was like, nah. He thought he lost the series. Yeah, because Serious Jones made some good points. He was like, bro, like your shit not even like you just rapping, like your shit not even targeted towards me. Like and Serious Jones was like rebuttaling and freestyling and all that. Like he showed more versatility than Mook. But Mook's writtens was sharp though. But yeah, them the dot mob niggas, they like world class dick eaters though, for sure. Slime said, Mark, what's the hardest style to face in boxing in general? The Black American style, because they've shown they've shown to prevail throughout boxing history, regardless of the circumstances, what changed. Black American fighters have always stood out, always stood the test of time. They always raised to the top. You know what I mean? The athleticism, the movement, the IQ, the speed, the power, the Black American fighter, they've shown to, be equipped with all of that. So, black, and we see, and Barbershop Conversations did an interview with Cameron Duncan a couple years ago. And they were talking about how Top Rank pretty much had like a dry erase board. And within that, I forgot what they called it, but I'm gonna have to look back on that interview. But it was like literally a list of black fighters to avoid. Like they literally had a system where it was like, yo, we not gonna fight these dudes. And they logic behind it was the reason why you stay away from like Black American fighters is like them low reward type of fighters is because like damn man, I gotta find that interview. Uh like pretty much if you go to a hood and you tell somebody from the hood, aka a black individual, black or brown individual to throw a 1-2, they could do it without thinking about it. But in the suburbs, they couldn't they wouldn't even know what that is. You see what I mean? Slime, you know what I'm talking. Don't try to be a contrarian, brother. You know what I'm talking about when I say the Black American style, because you know what I'm saying. We say Mexican style all the time, but we know all Mexicans don't fight the same. And I just literally gave you the qualities that make a Black American fighter. I said athleticism, IQ, movement, rhythm, time. Like they got it all. The Black American fighter. I can show you multiple Black American fighters who could do a look that have shown to be able to do it all. You know what I mean? So, the Mexican style can be difficult too, but not all Mexicans fight the same. I can say the Puerto Rican style, but not all Puerto Ricans fight the same. You know what I mean? So you gotta the greatest fighters to ever lace them up have been Black American fighters. Simple and plain. So obviously, it's their style that stands the test of time. They have the recipe. You know, name some of the greatest fighters of all time, man. Go look at what they all got in common. Henry Armstrong, Sugar Ray Robinson, Joe Louis, Muhammad Ali. What they all got in common? George Foreman. You know, yeah, the greatest of the majority of the A lot of the greatest fighters of all time happen to be Black American boxers. I don't think that's a coincidence. Yo, Big K. Okay. Y'all remember B Magic though? The first battle that I heard about B Magic was when he battled Chilla Jones. Fire ass battle because it was a contrast of styles, but they were both on some shit. So it was like B Magic was punchline after punchline after punchline. Like he just went crazy. Now you got Skillet, you got Chilla Jones, who was a lyricist but was a fucking master at schemes. Beast. That was a good fucking battle. He B Magic did beat Charlie Clips in my opinion, but he washed DNA. This nigga said because I think DNA's real name is like Eric St. John or some shit like that. This nigga said I wet the side. This a pause by the way. This is before the pause shit started coming on. He said I wet the side of St. John like the Caribbean Sea. I was like, yo, this nigga right here, bro. Like this nigga was snapping. Then he'll say like little simple shit that was funny. He was like, I put a couple on his top like a wedding cake. Ride around looking for him like a parking spot. He used to say a lot of crazy shit, bro. He said, I put a Chilla Jones, the best schemes of all time. Shit, he might have that. That was definitely his lane. Them niggas was in my job I ran into Iron Solomon. For my niggas that know battle, like really know battle rap. I was chopping it up with Iron Solomon, bro. When he came in the job, I knew who he was immediately. I was like, what the fuck? But I had to play it cool. So then I stepped out the office and shit. And I'm like, yo, let me ask you something. He already knew what I was gonna ask him. I was like, you Iron Solomon? He like, yeah. I said, bro, I grew up watching you, bro. Like I really, studied you. Like I said, yo, bro, I used to sit up all night and just watch all different battles. You was some of them. This motherfucker gave me his number, bro. Look. Crazy. Iron Solomon used to snap. Like his battle with Enes was crazy. Yo, I know, bro. Them Detroit Flint niggas. No, I never called him, but we exchanged numbers. But Charlie Clips versus X Factor, yeah. Charlie was catching bodies early in his career. Like he was really frying niggas, bro. But niggas started studying Charlie and then they started to know how to approach him, so it got more competitive. But when niggas ain't really had film on him, bro, he was bodying niggas. Big K versus Adi Boom. I remember Adi Boom, and I remember Big K too. Oh, that battle rap got some good white boys too, man. I remember that UK nigga, Shoddy Horror. That was Arsenal's best battle, like in my opinion. I don't think Arsenal ever topped that performance. Like I don't know what he was on for that, but if Arsenal could have stayed like that, he'd have been hard to beat. Damn. Yeah, but Mook body Iron Solomon though. On Summer Madness, they did 5 rounds. He smoked him. Like, dang. That nigga Murder Mook ain't give him a round. 5 OD. Like, what? Shit was crazy. But I'm gonna get up out of here, man. I appreciate everybody that came through and showed love as always. If y'all could go ahead and hit the like button on the way out, that'd be very much appreciated. You know what I mean? Shout out to all the subs in the building. Let me see where we at. Oh shit, we lost the sub, man. Damn. That battle rap shit must have been like, man, let's get the fuck out of here. But anyways, it is what it is, man. We go up and down. That's just how life goes. You feel what I mean? If you appreciate the content, please feel free to sub to the channel, like the video, share the video. As always, we go live 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every night to continue speaking about what's going on in the boxing world, man. Until then, I hope you guys have a blessed, beautiful night. I'm up out of here, man. Peace.